Legoland.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Legoland. Today we're going to be looking at something I've been looking forward to for a long time. We're going to be looking at the Sentinel Changerion. Shining Hero, Super Shining Hero. Okay, so I've been looking at this for a while. You can even ask Chamba. But this is the box. You can see all of the features here. And this figure, the price of it I think is a little crazy, but I got it at a good deal on Amazon at one point. But yeah, the Super Shining Hero Changerion action figure from Sentinel. And take a look at this, see what it's all about. I'm super excited. I love the design. I love all the transparencies and everything. And to be honest, I didn't know about it before the figure. After the figure came out, I went out and not went out, but I went to YouTube and watched some episodes, and it actually is a really good show. But yeah, let's go take a look at the Changerion.
And once we open it up, we got a little instruction booklet, a bunch of hands, a fish, and this is a fish with a scene that he eats the fish. It's a meme in Japan. We got the two swords, which are the shining blade, and then we have the gun laser, which is the gun, as well as the shining claw. And here we have Changerion in all its glory. So the hands, we have a couple pairs of hands, and they're painted very, really nice. Here we have a pointing finger hand. We've got to always have one of those. And then we have a semi-open hand, and this is for the shining blade. You could put the bottom of the blade through the bottom of the hand, and then the top of the blade on the top, so you don't have to keep trying to shove it in there. Then you have a more open hand, and you can put the shining claw in there, and the shining claw is a gauntlet that can be attached there. And then finally you have a kind of semi-open hand, and that is for the gun laser. Then we have the mackerel fish, and this is a famous meme in Japan. Again, I don't know much about this. I got this off some information on the internet, but a mackerel fish, and he eats it in the series in episode 10. Then we have the grips of the swords. We have two of them. This one is a little bit more wider, and this is for the SCRAM blazer, which you attach to the gauntlet piece. And then you have the regular grip of the sword. Later on, I'm going to try to attach and make the SCRAM blazer, see if that works out. Then you have the shining blade, clear. And you also get this in gold as well. And again, the paint on these things is phenomenal. So you have really clean paint, beautiful paint application, and just the colors being used. Finally, you do have the shining claw here, and it has a little bit of a transparency to it. And again, this can be attached with the shining blade to create the SCRAM blazer. And then you finally have the gun laser, which it launches out crystal energy. And again, this has that transparent piece to it. Again, painted so well. And I think that's where a lot of the money is in this thing. The paint, the little details.
So let's take a look at how to make the SCRAM blazer. And the SCRAM blazer is a beam gun that enables a more powerful attack by combining the shining blade, boom, with the gun laser. So these two will combine. So the way you do this is down here, you're going to remove this piece over here. Okay, it takes a bit. You do need little nails like I do have. You're gonna get the grip of the, because it comes with two grips. Let me show you. I can take it out. Let's see. There we go. So you have this grip here, and then you have this grip here. This is a much more wider one. And what you do is you put that right under there. Boom. And there you have it. The ultimate weapon you have the SCRAM blazer. So here we have the SCRAM blazer, ready for action. Upside down, everything you need. But that's really cool that they attached it, and it's almost seamless, like you can't even tell. I'll take this out, put the new piece in. Look at that. You can't even tell. So awesome little, I guess, Easter egg.
Speaking of details, let's take a look at it close up. Look at all the nooks and crannies of Changerion. Here we have the Chan disc right in the middle. It's one of those powerful moves that come out. And you have all this layering of different types of plastics. You have a translucent plastic over, a iridescent plastic under, and this is all throughout the whole piece. You have it in the arms, you have it in the helmet, and then when there are like painted areas, they're all this pearly paint. So again, really high quality things going on here. You have it in the thighs, it's nice paint. You have that area up top, this waist area that folds up and down, so you get better range of movement, and that's kind of like a floating piece, which is interesting because the butt shakes a lot, which is funny. And again, all this paint, all this layering, and then you have the shoulder pads with a pearly dark blue, and that has hinges, so it moves up and down. They are a little tricky though, for sure. They're definitely a little tricky. And then we have the bottom with the black, which is again pearly, and the knees are also a darker black with pearl. So you have so much to look at here. It's just it's a fun piece. You have the Chan visor up top, got a little bit of fingerprints there, and that has a little gem in the middle that's not just painted, but it's like a clear plastic as well. And then we have the back, and it's just done so well. Sentinel did such a great job here. And I feel like they knew that this is kind of like it's a popular Sentai like show, but it's not the most popular. So they kind of knew like this is kind of like a project that they wanted to do just because it's such a cool design, I think. Again, this is not information I've gotten, it's just what I'm thinking. But yeah, this thing just looks amazing. Take a look at that. Now let's take a look at some articulation. Let's start off with the head. Can go up and down like so. And the head is separate from the neck, so there's some articulation at the bottom of the neck as well. You can see that down there, it goes up and down. The shoulders do have this plastic piece part of the armor that kind of hinders it to go side to side, sorry. But it's definitely moving well. And again, these are the shoulder pads, and they go up and down, they're on hinges, they kind of come out too, but they're a little tricky. Here's a butterfly. That goes pretty deep. And again, I'm going to try to mess around with these shoulders, but it takes some time. I didn't mess around with this figure too much before I did this review, so yeah, there you go. It goes up like that, so you get a little bit more range. There we have the bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and then we have the wrists. So again, it's Sentinel, so you're expecting good quality and good articulation, so you're getting that there. Is it what's it called, the artificial human or whatever that's called? I forgot the name of it. It's not going to move like that, the 1000 toys, but it's okay. And that's where it's lacking, the ab crunch. There's not much going on there, but I think it's because the piece is so big. And then you have this floating piece. You could do a little twerking if you'd like. I think it's pretty funny because he has some junk in the trunk there, but definitely fun. So you fold those side pieces up so you can get maximum range. You can do the splits really well. Let's bring those down. And then we have the thigh joint there, thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and he's pretty thick thighed, so it's not gonna go crazy. Goes out like that, back like that. Again, that floating piece really helps with this. And then we have the ankle joint right down there. And the toes are pretty interesting because we have a little toe hinge and some movable parts as well afterwards. You're gonna see a little toe hinge with the movable area there.
And here you could see that extra piece, that little hinge on the top part of the foot. I love those little pieces of engineering they always add on these more premium figures. So yeah, the figure moves great, nice smooth joints. Again, I can't stop looking at how pretty this thing is, how the light shines through all the plastics, and you really have to have it in hand, but I think the video is doing a great job showing all the little details and everything that's going on with this piece. Here's a quick look at how to add the shining blade. Stick the grip under, and then you place the shining blade over, and it works really well. Now I used a not the right hand, I guess you could say, but here I'm going to use the right hand, and I'm trying to go over and under. It's a little bit tight, but those hands are flexible, so you shouldn't have an issue. It's just hard doing it on camera sometimes. The little peg for the top of the shining blade is really small and does seem a little delicate, so you might want to be careful with that. And then to attach the shining claw, you would need to just stick it under there. It bends and you stick it under there. You can use the more open hand as well, it's a little easier, but it's going to be a little loose that way. But using this hand here that's semi-open, stick it in there and boom, you have the shining claw ready with the shining blade. Changerion, man, looking sick. So awesome, this figure.
Okay, let's take a look at some size comparisons here. With Changerion, first we have the Blue Centurion, and this is from the Lightning Collection. He is a much larger figure, but I feel like with all the colors and everything, they look good together. Next up, we have Too Bad from the Masterverse Revelations, I believe. And I just think he's a big monster, and usually characters like this are what Changerion fights, so it look kind of cool. Even if he's big, it looks nice. Next up, we have the Pink Ranger from the Lightning Collection, but this is with the Turtles 2-packs with the April O'Neil, and she looks good next to him. Again, these are domestics, so they do look a little bit larger. Next, we have the 1000 Toys Toy Pizza collaboration figure, and this is a much thinner figure, but definitely moves really nice. Now we have the Ninjetti White Ranger, and again, since it's domestic, it does look a lot wider, but the height is not bad. And we can't forget our Jada Toys Ryu, and I think they look pretty well together. Again, much wider. These keep saying the same thing, but it's the truth. And why not? Let's put the Ninjetti one more time. This time he's close to holding his hands. Why not? Ninjetti all the way.
Next up, we have the Memory Toys of Bloody Hands Morlock. I have a review of this up on my channel. If you're interested, go check it out. It's a big giant figure, but I think it looked really cool with the Changerion, because there is a villain that looks kind of like that. And then we have the Beasties Super Saiyan 5 Goku, and this guy sucks at standing up, so gotta have my hand there. So here are some poses with the Changerion, and man, I had a lot of fun with this thing. It's just easily movable, nice smooth joints. It does get a little crazy with the shoulder pads sometimes, but other than that, it's a fun figure. And look at the shining light on it. It's just insane. I love this figure. When I first opened it, I thought it looked a little small for what I was expecting, but once I got my hands on it and I looked at all the little details,
I was thoroughly impressed. I couldn't believe all the different types of plastics being used, how clean the paint was. There's just a lot of good things happening here. Is it worth the original price? And I think it retailed for close to $200. I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough pill to swallow. But at half of that is what I got it, and it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. It's a standout piece. You gotta have this in hand. It's one of those things you gotta have in hand. You gotta put some light through it, and you really, really accept and respect the figure for that. And definitely a good piece to add to your collection. I don't think you're gonna see another Changerion figure done this way or at all. They're really rare. You don't see a lot of them out there. But this is definitely a fun little piece, and I'm glad I got it.
So yeah, guys, the Changerion's an awesome figure. I love this thing. Fun to pose. It is a little delicate, but I think for a figure, an import that, you know, like a Sentinel figure, you're always going to be a little bit more delicate with these than with like a Hasbro Marvel Legends or something like that. But definitely a great pickup. I'm super happy with it. I'd love for the villains to come out and everything, but I don't know if that's going to happen. And remember, this thing can move. I think that's hilarious. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. As always, you're always welcome in Lagoland. And have a great day. Peace.